Could two people actually repopulate Earth? You have seen it in the movies. The apocalypse happens. A comet, a plague, a nuclear war. And in the end, only two people are left. A man and a woman. And they start over. They have kids. Those kids have kids, and humanity comes back. It is a romantic idea. But could it actually work? Could two people save our species? Or is humanity doomed the moment we drop below a certain number? The short answer is no. Two people cannot repopulate Earth, not without science. And here is the math that proves it. First, let's be clear about the scenario. We are not talking about 100 people or a small village. We are talking about two. One man, one woman. No frozen sperm banks, no labs. Just two healthy, fertile young adults in their 20s. And they have to rebuild the human race from scratch. On day one, it sounds possible. They could have a lot of kids. A woman can have maybe 8 to 12 children in her lifetime if she starts young and has no complications. Let's say they have 10 kids, 5 boys, 5 girls. That is a good start. 10 people. Now what? Those kids have to have kids with each other. There is no one else. That is called sibling mating, or brother-sister incest. And that is where the problem starts. You and I each have 2 copies of every gene. One from mom, one from dad. Most of your genes are fine, but we all carry hidden mistakes, broken genes that do not do their job. They are called recessive mutations. On average, every person carries about 3 to 5 deadly recessive mutations that are hidden because the other copy works. If you have one bad copy and one good copy, you're fine. You are a carrier. But if you have 2 bad copies, you get the disease. And if you marry your brother or sister, you share a lot of the same hidden mutations because you have the same parents. So the chance that your kid gets 2 bad copies goes way up. For unrelated parents, the chance of a child being born with a major birth defect is about 3 to 4%. For brother and sister, it jumps to about 40%. And that is just one generation. If brothers and sisters keep marrying brothers and sisters, generation after generation, those bad genes stack up. Scientists have a name for this: inbreeding depression. It means fewer babies survive, more babies are born sick, more babies are infertile. In animals, when inbreeding depression gets bad enough, the population collapses and goes extinct. It is called an extinction vortex. We have seen this happen in real life. The royal family of Spain, the Habsburgs, married cousins and uncles and nieces for 200 years to keep their bloodline pure. By the end, the last king, Charles II, could not chew because his jaw was so deformed. He could not speak properly. He could not have children, and he was intellectually disabled. His family tree was so tangled that he had fewer unique ancestors than if his parents had been brother and sister. And that was after just a few generations of inbreeding. Imagine 20 generations. But wait, it gets worse. Even if you somehow avoided birth defects, you would still have another problem: genetic diversity. Think of the human immune system like a lock and key system. To fight diseases, you need lots of different keys. Those keys are made by a group of genes called HLA genes. The more diverse your HLA genes, the more diseases you can fight. That is why diversity is strength. 2 people only have 4 copies of each gene total. 2 from him, 2 from her. That means for the entire future of humanity, you only have 4 versions of every immune gene. That is it. 4 keys to fight every virus, bacteria, and parasite that will ever exist. What happens when a new flu comes along? In a normal population, some people have the right key and survive. In your tiny population, if no one has the key, everyone dies. One disease could wipe out all of humanity in a single winter. That is exactly what happened to the cheetah. 10,000 years ago, cheetahs almost went extinct. Today, all cheetahs are so genetically similar that they can accept skin grafts from each other like identical twins, and they are extremely vulnerable to disease. One outbreak could kill every cheetah on Earth. So how many people do you actually need to repopulate? Scientists have been trying to answer this for decades, for space travel and conservation. In the 1980s, a conservation biologist named Bruce Franklin and a geneticist named Michael Solé came up with the 5500 rule. They said you need at least 50 unrelated individuals to avoid severe inbreeding in the short term, and 500 to keep enough genetic diversity to adapt in the long term. 50 to survive, 500 to thrive. NASA did its own studies for Mars missions. They calculated you would need at least 160 people to keep a space colony genetically healthy for 10 generations without any new people arriving. And that is if you carefully plan who has kids with whom, using computers to avoid inbreeding. More recent studies using computer simulations say you would need at least 98 unrelated people, carefully paired, to keep a population healthy for 200 years. And to repopulate Earth permanently, without any technology, you would want at least 500 to 2,000 people. There is one real-world example that shows how hard it is, even with thousands of people. Pitcairn Island. In 1790, 9 British sailors and 18 Tahitian women settled on Pitcairn Island in the Pacific. 27 people, totally isolated. Today, there are about 50 people left. Almost everyone has the same last name. They have high rates of deafness and other genetic conditions because they started with so few people. And that is 27 people, not 2. And there is Tristan da Cunha. In 1816, 15 people settled on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Today, 250 people live there. They have one of the highest rates of retinitis pigmentosa in the world, a disease that makes you go blind because one of the original 15 carried the gene. Now, could technology cheat? Yes. If those 2 people had access to a sperm bank with frozen samples from thousands of men, or a facility with frozen embryos, then 2 people could repopulate. One woman could have children from many different donors, creating a genetically diverse first generation that is not related to each other. That is how some endangered species are saved. The black-footed ferret was down to 7 individuals. Scientists used frozen sperm and careful breeding to bring them back to thousands. But with just natural reproduction, 2 people fail. The math does not lie. Here is what would happen, generation by generation. Generation 1. 10 kids, 5 boys, 5 girls. Healthy enough. Generation 2. Brother-sister couples have kids. About 40% of babies have severe defects. Some die, some are infertile. Let's say you get 6 healthy babies per couple, but they are all first cousins to each other. Generation 3. Now you have no choice but to marry your first cousin or your sibling. Inbreeding coefficient goes through the roof. Over 50% of pregnancies fail or result in children who cannot have children. The immune diversity is already crashing. Generation 4. Almost every child has 2 copies of some bad gene. Infertility skyrockets. Miscarriages are common. The few children born are sickly. By generation 6 or 7, maybe 100 years in, the population is not growing. It is shrinking. Fewer babies, sicker babies, more deaths. The extinction vortex pulls you in. Within 200 years, the lineage is extinct, so 2 people cannot do it. What about 1 pregnant woman? Same problem, just delayed by 1 generation. The smallest human population that ever survived in real life was probably around 1,000 people. In Tasmania, after sea levels rose 10,000 years ago and cut them off from Australia. They survived for 10,000 years, but they lost a lot of technology. They even forgot how to make fire and had to keep it burning constantly. So if you want to be in the movie where you repopulate Earth, bring friends. At least 98 friends, if you want your great-great-grandchildren to be alive. Ideally, 500. Because saving humanity is not about how much love 2 people have. It is about how many different genes they have. And 2 people, no matter how perfect, only have 4 copies. Love might keep 2 people alive, but it takes a village to keep a species alive, and that village needs to be a lot bigger than 2.